Yep. You already know what it is. Southpaw Talk with Southpaw Slick. And today's video is going to be based on a question I got from one of my Instagram followers. And he asked me, do I think baby daddy privileges exist? The reason why he asked me this question was, just like myself, he's a fan of Kendra G. And he was watching one of her guests talking about, still being involved with her baby dad after Kendra G asked her when was the last time she was intimate. Like she asked everyone, right? Now, I can't pinpoint exactly which guest he's talking about, but there's definitely been a few, and I've seen a few on there, right? But for people that are out of the loop, what are baby daddy privileges? Baby daddy privileges, to put it simply, is when the baby father still has access to have sex or do the horizontal mambo with the baby mother, right? The horizontal mambo. But yeah, so do baby daddy privileges exist? Well, apparently, yes. If you've seen it for yourself right then and there. Now, to be fair, not only have I seen a couple guests on Kendra G say that, I know some women personally that are on the same shit, right? And I'm talking about the ones that talk about their baby dad in a negative light too. Like, oh, this nigga ain't shit. Oh, he won't do nothing for my child, yada, yada, yada. He ain't dropping off no diapers, but he dropping off some dick. Right? And I actually remember one of my female acquaintances from some years ago. Like I overheard her talking to one of her friends, and she brought that up. Like, why do you even still talk to this guy, and why do you still let him sleep with you and everything? Like, oh, you still giving him pussy and whatnot. And she was like, well, at least I'm not sleeping with anybody random, like at least this is somebody I know. Yeah, but I'm just thinking to myself, if you can't stand the guy and he does nothing for your child, why do you still give him some box? That's what I don't understand. You know what I mean? Like, I kind of do get it, for that reason. You know who the guy is, so you're not randomly sleeping around. So you can kind of take that whole label off of you, right? Secondly, more than likely, the dude is putting it down. She's digmatized by the guy. You know what I mean? But ultimately, the real question is, now that I'm really thinking about it, is why? More so than do they? You know what I mean? Of course, not every baby father, but I'm sure there's plenty of them out here. Like I said, I've seen it for myself. Of course, we've seen a few guests on Kendra G on the same shit. So obviously it does exist. But why is it occurring? That's the main thing for me. The main thing I can think of is just that. Just like that female said years ago, is he's not a random guy. And two, you know what he's about. You know that the sex he gives you is actually good. So you're willing to put up with the bullshit just to have access to that. Okay? He might be a deadbeat dad. He might be a piece of shit, but he's a good sex partner. Like I've stated previously. And I'm sure you've heard that comment somewhere before, where I said, bad sex can end a good relationship. Good sex can keep a bad relationship going. And this is kind of an indicator of that. You know what I mean? Even though they're not actually together, they're not actually an item, there's still that tie right there. And even more so, which I also left out, even more so if her baby father is her first. See, that's the thing. That's the thing. Just like a lot of guys in the manosphere, or a lot of red pillars and black pillars bring up, if the dude is her first, like, not only her first love, her first sexual encounter, but I'm saying, but like the first everything, that guy is never going to leave her mind. She can move on to somebody else and have a happy life, right? But still, like, that dude is always going to be tied to her spiritually, right? Even if she's out there in the streets or she's out there selling box. You know what I mean? She's giving her pussy up to every and anybody. And of course, her pair bonding capability diminishes. But that first guy is always going to be in her heart, in her spirit. Always. There's never changing that. Even with Chris Rock. You know, like, when he was like on I think it was on Never Scared. When he was like, you know why your woman really can't stand you? Because you're not her first. And I'm like, as a kid, I ain't get it like that. But as the years went on, that quote kind of replayed in my mind. And I'm like, you know what? He was actually telling the truth. Like I'm saying, like, just seeing how people interact with their first love. Women in particular, right? Because you got to think about it. A dude, I'm saying, he can lose his virginity to a woman he was intimately, emotionally involved with, or not. You know, a nut is a nut. That's where that post-nut clarity is going to hit either way. You know what I mean? Like I said, your first isn't necessarily like the one that's going to, you know, really be in you like that. You know, like I said, like spiritually connected like that, like with women. And that makes sense. Once again, anatomically speaking, you're letting a guy inside of your body. Us, we're just a key to the lock. You know what I mean? So it's not the same thing. And that's why I said it takes more to keep a man around than giving up your box. It's deeper than that. Even if you're his first love. Now, he might love you more than the rest of them, but still, that tie is not as strong if he finds somebody better. You know what I mean? Now, a woman can find somebody better, but that first guy is always going to be the one. You know what I mean? Like, even more so if things ended amicably. You know, like there was no hard feelings, no bad blood between them. That love is always going to be there. Always. Now, with a man, he can feel the same way too, but like I said, the spiritual tie is not as strong. It's not as strong. And I'm speaking from personal experience. You know what I mean? The first one, it doesn't really matter. You know what I mean? Yeah, still on good terms. Everything is still cool and gravy. But whatever, you know, it's like once I found something better, that one has my heart more so. Like I said, a woman that really has my heart like that, even till this day, that was like way after the fact. That, like, to me, she felt more like my first than my actual first. You know what I mean? And like I said that before, I'm in love with a woman I can't be with because I fucked that up, which I'm definitely taking accountability for. I always take accountability for that. But I definitely can't be with her now because now she's a single mother. Something I never saw her becoming. The way she used to talk, like, oh, I ain't gonna have a kid till I'm like 35, 40, you know? She was on that kind of wave. Like, by the time I have a kid, y'all kids gonna be in college. You know, like, that's the energy she was on. And she would even post that on her social media. Now, I don't know how she's really talking now because she got me blocked on everything. You know how females do. When they really can't stand you, they block you on every fucking thing. And they do it instantaneously. Like the day we fell out, that's the day she shut me down, period. Like I said, Facebook, Instagram, phone, you know what I mean? Everything. Like I said, it just made me think about Sammy on an expiration date. When he's like, your mama know we broke up. I see you blocked me, baby. Grow up. I'm like, yes, I felt that. I felt that. But yeah, like, but going back, I was getting way off a topic, you know, but That's ultimately what I think is the main reason. Is because that first guy, even if she can't stand him now, and he actually ended up being the piece of shit that she thought he wasn't, that spiritual tie is there, even more so if it's her first. And a lot of the time, the baby dad is their first. You know what I mean? Like, all the other guys are just cannon fodder, or somebody you can milk, because he is a better option financially, but he doesn't tickle those heartstrings like that, like your first did or does currently. But yes, baby dads still have access to the baby mother. Not all the time, but more often than not, from what I've seen. Like I said, in person and online. And I know some of them are going to be in denial. Like, no, I don't, like, oh, that's not true. That's not true. Because I've seen posts like that over the years. Like, oh, do you still sleep with your baby dad? And it's like, oh, hell no. Oh, I can't stand that dude. Yada, yada, yada. And I'm thinking to myself, yeah, I've heard them say that in person. Oh, yeah, I can't stand his ass, yada, yada, yada. Next day, you laying in bed with him. Right? Or I'm saying even that, too. He comes around and it's like you glow up because you already know you're going to get dick down. And yeah, I said, that spiritual tie is always there. Or it's there more often than not. I'm not going to say always, because not every woman still is involved with their baby father in that way, outside of just taking care of the child and keeping up with the child's well-being. But break's about to be over. Southpaw Slick, I'm out.